Hi, I'm Ryan with Outer Marker Review. Today we'll be discussing a special watch, the Sinn 104. It's the first mechanical watch that I've ever owned, and like myself, if you're looking to expand your collection or just start one, this would be a great watch to consider. Without further ado, here's my 2 cents. Real quick before I start, I would just like to let you know this is a new YouTube channel. Each video I produce takes approximately 8 hours of work, so if you enjoy what you see today, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. The Sinn 104. According to half the watch channels on YouTube, this should be on the top of your list to consider as soon as you're looking to start a collection. And being the watch neophyte I am, I took this to heart. The first time I was made aware of this watch was through the Urban Gentry's channel. I was immediately interested. Something about the simplistic and highly legible design of the dial mixed with the Germanic roots of the watch really spoke to me. I grew up watching old Bond movies, and I can still remember that the first time I saw a Rolex was in a Bond movie, and while the Sinn 104 would never have been considered as an option in 1960s film production, I get the vibe that if James Bond, out of Ian Fleming's books, was walking the streets today, a Sinn 104 would be a top contender for his affection. Granted, I never have owned or worn a vintage sub. To me, the Sinn captures the feel of what I imagine a vintage sub to be, when, of course, it was the mid-20th century. The Sinn 104 is a pilot's watch. This is a term that has no meaning in modern aeronautics. Pilots don't need a watch when flying. I know, I am one. There are 3 or so places I would look first to get the time in a cockpit before remembering it's on my wrist. Additionally, pilots use Zulu time, which I rarely set to my watch, making it only good for telling me where time was where I just left, not where I am going, or where it is in the standardized location for travel. That being said, the Flieger watch heritage is something that can be appreciated. Decades ago, pilots did need watches, and I imagine that led to many of the design principles that are embraced by the Sinn 104. Let's also not forget the name Sinn, amongst watch aficionados, conjures up images of secret skunkworks developing unique, extremely complex, and advanced mechanical masterpieces. Need a watch that can be used by German special forces made out of submarine steel? Done. Sinn can do it. Need a watch that can accurately keep time in extreme temperatures while fighting the abominable snowman? Done. Sinn's got you. It's a very capable and unique company, and I am proud to have it making a watch I rely on. The Sinn 104 is a very lovely watch to wear. It is in my daily collection, and I really feel like its understated profile but respectable heritage yield a very unique wearing experience. Many people will never notice it. Maybe some will, but almost nobody will know what it is. You will, though. The only people who will know about the 104 are other watch people. It's only for those who know. That makes it pretty unique in my book. I have worn the Sinn on the included fine link bracelet, which is fantastic in my opinion, more on that later, a strap code Oyster bracelet, and several NATO straps. All are very good options, but the fine link bracelet is my favorite. At this point, I'd like to ask that if thus far you've enjoyed the video, please take a second to like and subscribe. This is once again a very new YouTube channel, and it takes a while to get the ball rolling, but I certainly appreciate the feedback that you could provide. Thank you. The watch is right in the sweet spot for proportions. Almost everyone can wear it without it being awkward. I'm used to giant Breitling watches, so for me it feels a bit small, but never inappropriate. Its case diameter is 41 millimeters, it has 20 millimeter lugs, and a thickness of 11.5 millimeters. My wrists are 6 3/4 inches or 17.2 centimeters for reference. This is a great size watch to wear as it's light and will disappear under a cuff with ease. Its size also leads to another great trait. The watch is essentially able to be worn with almost any outfit and in any occasion. I literally have worn it in board shorts on the beach, and I've worn it to black tie formal events. It fits in with ease and cleans up nicely. Inside the Sinn 104 can be found the Sellita SW220-1. It is a respectable movement oscillating at 28,800 beats per hour. The movement features hacking seconds, which is a must in this century, as well as a day-date complication. The bezel is secured via captive screws and features a 60 click per hour interval. It also is marked with a unique countdown feature where you put the number of how many minutes you wish to time for the event over the minute hand instead of the 12 o'clock marker. Leave it to the Germans to do something different like that. My favorite part of the watch has to be the watch bracelet, which is stupid to say as it is not actually the watch, rather an accessory to the watch, but hear me out. It's just the most comfortable bracelet I've ever worn, and exactly unlike what I had to say about the Breitling Avenger Seawolf, the clasp is very well executed. The high polish and brushed steel play well together, and they really make the watch pop in a way that a leather band or NATO could never do. That being said, the watch does look really good in a NATO strap. I just think that adds an extra dynamic to the whole thing. I have no strong dislikes for the watch, but I would like to see a more robust anti-reflective regime on the sapphire crystal. Sinn says it's coated on both sides, but the crystal does not disappear like on my Breitling. I would also just like a regular bezel with a more traditional count-up set of markings. Lastly, the exhibition case back is pretty well executed, but doesn't do much for me overall. I would be fine with the steel case back. Leave it or take it. I kind of prefer that sort of thing for an everyday watch though. So, in closing, like everyone else to touch the watch, I really would recommend it. It is a fantastic piece to add to any collection. Its fit and finish punch above its weight class. It provides to me an experience. I really do feel like it's the spiritual successor to those beautiful diving watches of the 60s. Mix that with the little aura of the Sinn company and a wearability that is second to none, and you have what is truly a gentleman's daily watch that cannot be beat.